And to introduce our 2023 Alumnus of the Year, who is John Forrest, local attorney Raul Nevarez. Come on up, Raul.
Thank y'all for having me here. No, seriously, thank you for having me here because it's the way I can get in. I applied, they're like, no, that's all right. I didn't know before I came here that Lynn Bearden was a former golfer. We have something in common because I tried swinging a club once, now I'm a former golfer. I couldn't hit the ball. So, and I want to thank Dr. Farmer. I met him today, very nice man. I was ready to buy Amway from him because he's so fired up. He did a good job. You know, it's amazing you drive by and you see things coming up, you see things that are being built, you don't realize how much goes behind all the efforts of everybody here. And I didn't realize after hearing so many speeches and people being talked about how distinguished the individuals that are in here and how many there are in Parker County. So that's something I'm really proud of. I've been here for 25 years and you know, unless you really get into the meat of some of these people and what they're like and hear about them, you realize I'm pretty sorry. I was like Dr. Farmer, I woke up feeling good about myself today, but after all the people you talked about and everybody here, I'm like, I'm dragging a little bit. I pick it up, but there are some amazing students that have been through here. There's some amazing people that I've gotten to know. Some of y'all I do know, some of y'all that I don't. I'm glad to see y'all and hear about what y'all are doing, so I do appreciate it. It makes me appreciate my community in Parker County even more. It's just amazing, and I know that there's more out there that aren't here today and weren't able to be here today, but congratulations to all y'all. It really is an honor to be in y'all's presence. I want to talk to Mr. Ketchum. I saw you coming in. I looked at you and I was like, that is one tall man. I wanted to ask you, do you play basketball? You probably heard that so much, and I don't want to be rude, but you're a true gentleman, sir. Everything I've seen from you today, I wanted to talk to you, but I was kind of short coming in. I went to short joke. I am short. But you're a true gentleman, and after I heard some of your life, you're really impressive. Excuse me. And the other gentleman, I'm sorry, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers. And I forgot that. Mr. Rogers, very impressive. You know, if I could do half the things that you do, my parents would be proud of me. We're not. I'm here. I'm very proud, actually, to be up. I really am. I'm here to talk about John Forrest. John Forrest was a Weatherford class here of 1990. John's been the county attorney for 22 years. He's a Parker County native. He graduated from Weatherford High School in 1987. His mom is Kathy. She's here, a lovely lady here. Wonderful, wonderful person. I love her to death. If I was a little older, she was a little younger, and she wouldn't be more married, I'd ask her out. She is so sweet. She's a doll. If you have a chance to talk to her, please do. And of course, John Lewis Forrest Sr. Was a DPS trooper for 43 years. And I'll tell you, that is one heck of a cop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The one thing, and I do criminal defense, so I've met some of his people that he's, stopped, and I've represented some of them, but they call him Uncle John, just so if y'all know. The truckers will, call each other, hey, what's the status on Uncle John? I say, is he on I-20? Because I'm going around, because that guy can sniff out drugs like a puppy. But he is, and I've had him on the stand, and I don't want to do that again because he's very good. He's very good at what he does, and I lost my case. So thank you very much. I still got paid, so that's okay. John's, he completed 32 hours at Weatherford College. He graduated from the University of Texas at Austin with his bachelor's degree and earned his law degree from St. Mary's University. He's married to Weatherford College alumna. I didn't know Erica was a cheerleader here. That's news to me. Wow. Well, let's try to. They have their son Jax. If you ever meet Jax, he's John Lewis Forrest III. It goes by Jax, a wonderful child. John and Erica have done an amazing job with him. He's also attending Weatherford College through the school, so he's also a member of Weatherford College. Jax is 18. He's already got his pilot's license. He's working on being able to train people to fly. He's going to fly down to A&M. He's going to be part of that club. And it's not cheap. John lets me know how much he spent on it. John's cheap. Flying's not cheap. John was elected as county attorney in 2001. He oversees the criminal prosecution of misdemeanors, the domestic violence unit, child protective services, mental health cases, civil cases, criminal civil appeals, and represents the county in different lawsuits. He received the Outstanding Citizen Award from the Weatherford Chamber of Commerce. He's a past president of Rotary Club of Weatherford and past president of Optimist Club of Weatherford. He served on the boards of United Way of Parker County, Freedom House, the Children's Advocacy Center of Parker County, Weatherford ISD Education Foundation, and folks, that's probably a thimbleful of the things that he does around. John does a lot of stuff he's on a lot of boards. He participates in so much what goes on in the community. If you don't know who John Forrest is, this is your first day in Parker County. I'm telling you, there's not a person that man does not know. Try going to lunch with him. You better have more than an hour. Everywhere we go, we run into people who know John. John's so friendly. He listens. He's very patient, not like me. He's very patient. I'm not a very patient man, but John listens to people. He's a really good listener. Will talk to anybody that'll listen to him. But he does a wonderful job in representing Parker County. He does a wonderful job in representing the citizens of Parker County. He's really invested in this community. I don't know how many times I've talked to John, and I'm like, John, we're supposed to be going to lunch. Why? Oh, I'm still in a meeting. I'm going to go do this with this sport. I'm going to go help these people need some help over here. Like, John, what are you doing? That's ain't part of your job. Well, they need help. So he does so much that people don't know that he doesn't ask for recognition. And I know it's probably uncomfortable for him when he does get recognized for something, because he doesn't do it for the recognition. And I don't think any of these people, y'all do it. I look at the people that are here. Y'all don't do it for the recognition. You do it because it's the right thing to do. And when it's the right thing to do, it's an easy thing to do. Sometimes it's not easy because it takes up a lot of your time. It takes up a lot of time from your family. Sometimes from your job. But John, as many of y'all do, John makes a big sacrifice. And, this is kind of tough for me because, I have to say something good about my best friend. And I don't tell him very good things on a daily basis. I usually rib him. I know him too well, so I rib him about a lot of stuff that I just think he's just goofy. But that's part of being a best friend, I guess, is to keep him grounded. But he's a fantastic family man. Every time I talk, it's like half the time I call him, I'm like, John, we're supposed to be meeting. I'm up at the college. I'm at the college. I'm like, John, you graduated. Somebody needs to tell him he's already graduated. What's he doing up in college? But it's a lot of self-sacrifice that I know he does. He's done, like I said, I'm really proud to be a best friend of John. I've known him for almost 30 years. And he still hangs in there with me. No matter what comes out of my mouth, he still sticks with me. And so sometimes I'm sure I embarrass him. But I'm sure I always embarrass him. But John's a really nice guy, and I appreciate y'all having me here. I can stay up here all night and talk about him, and it'll be the last time he hears me saying something good about him. But it's a good reason. I do feel sorry for John because he has to come up and follow up on Mr. Catchings and Mr. Rogers. I was like, that's not very nice. It's like, NBA basketball players, some guy who developed, I don't know, the cure for life. So this time I'd like to welcome John Forrest.
If I had not started walking up, he would have continued. So y'all can thank me later. And absolutely what he said is true. If we could have had a three-way tie, I would have been 100% happy, because after listening to the other individuals, boy, what amazing individuals, what amazing students. And that's what Weatherford College turns out. And I grew up here all my life. As a kid, we'd ride bikes up here, play tennis up here on the courts. Of course, you're no longer here. The campus looks completely different. Dr. Former and the board, they've done a wonderful job. I was gonna one-up you, Harvey, as far as while you're playing basketball, I was dating and married at college. Basketball cheerleader, so. And I have something for David in a minute, so we'll get to that. But growing up, my parents, my dad and my mom, John and Kathy, just great guidance all the way through my life. And so they had a path for me. I knew what I wanted to be. From 7th grade on, I knew I wanted to be an attorney. And so you just had to figure out how to get there. And so that was one of the challenges that I had. Was my parents gave me great guidance. Guess what they told me? Go for college. So back in that day, they knew that this was the place to begin that career path. And can't thank them more than enough to do that. And one recognition for my dad, he just got inducted into the National Drug Interdiction Hall of Fame. Specifically, now getting to what you said. So, coming up to Weatherford College, you look at that, and I went on to University of Texas. But the courses here were amazing. I'll get to that. University of Texas is great. But the courses here were amazing. The teachers were amazing. The way they presented was amazing. Because the professors, we had small classes. You get out of UT, you have 400 people in a class, and you'd have TAs on one side, professor in the middle. But here, you had 20 kids in a class. So you actually learned, and you got to know your teachers. Sue Cody, one of them, amazing person. Dr. McGregor is another one, so another amazing person. Just, yeah, absolutely, let's give her a round. So again to David. David said that the courses were just as difficult at A&M as they were here. And I'll agree with that, but that didn't really impress me when I heard it was A&M. But UT, the courses were just as difficult here as they were at UT, so that might impress people, not me. But going back to '87, when I graduated high school, that was the first year I came up here. And a lot of the individuals that are in here in this room kind of gave me guidance. Dan Carney, Max Smith. I knew I wanted to be an attorney. Growing up, I looked up to these guys. And if you grew up in these towns, you knew these two guys. They were the cream of the crop of attorneys here in Parker County. So, and they still are. They're still practicing. They're amazing men. And it's great that we have them on our board and guiding the college up here. And so, as far as the college is concerned, this is the heart and soul of Parker County. Easily the heart and soul. You come to Parker County, anything you participate in, it revolves back to the college. I was here last night at a jazz concert. And so Xavier, who was playing piano earlier, he was here. Dwayne Durrett, I think he was here earlier. Just an amazing, here he is. Just an amazing, amazing performance. And that's what they offer this community, beyond just the education that we get, beyond the value. And it goes beyond value because it's affordable for kids. You know, this is sometimes the only opportunity that kids would have to go get an education. So just kind of looking through, you know, we have political events up here, political speakings, the clubs meet up at the cafeteria, the women cook a great meal up there, know them. And just the individuals that you meet by coming to these. That's how I met Raul, my best friend. Actually, I met him in Fort Worth, but we became really good friends in Rotary. So, just the things that they offer up here. They preserve history. They have world-class sports, as you heard. And so, this community would not be the community it is without Parker County, without the college. So, I just want to recognize them and give them a standing ovation at the end. So we'll give them a standing ovation for what they do. As far as individuals that you meet in this community that give to the college, they don't just give to the college. If you look outside the college, what they do. Jerry Duran over here, as a kid, I remember the Heatleys. I went swimming in his house, he probably doesn't remember. But a long time ago, Brian and Vicki, when we went over to their house with Stan Heatley and swam, and I didn't know how important a man he was. I do now. I will tell you this, he will give the shirt off your back, his back, because I had a CAC building, it's a Child Advocacy Center building I needed to get built. Went to Jerry, Jerry said, I'll get you the land, not a problem. Helped me make connections with the construction, not a problem. Within a year, we had that building built. Donna Dickinson's sister, she was the first executive director. Amazing, amazing woman. And unfortunately, she moved on. She was stolen away from us by the school, is that correct? Weatherford ISD. So Cheryl Bullock now works for Weatherford ISD, but just amazing to have those opportunities that are available here in Parker County. If you look at the names on the buildings as you walk around the campus, just think about who those individuals are. Jerry has his name on some, and lots of great individuals in here. But as far as what I do as county attorney, you know, I get the opportunity sometimes to go out to schools and talk about career days. You know, those are the best days when you're talking to high school kids that have the future ahead of them. And I always ask where they're going to go to school. And you'll get universities all over, but a lot of these kids come to Weatherford College. And those are kids that could go anywhere they wanted to go. But their parents know the importance of this college as well. Now, let me talk about a different situation. Truancy cases, I deal with those as well. And so, the hard thing about truancy, you deal with a lot of parents that are single parents, maybe don't have jobs, maybe are on drugs, maybe are about to lose their kids, live in a trailer, and you get to visit with these kids as well. And you start talking to them, and you know, what's your plans, what's your future? And they kind of sit there and hesitate, but a lot of them, Weatherford College, it's their path out of that poverty. And without Weatherford College being available to those kids, they wouldn't have a path. They would have that same path that their parents have. And you know, if a kid is a little bit confused, we'll talk to them and say, I'll encourage them. Look at Weatherford College, look at the counselors. They will help you get in. They'll help you get a degree. They'll help you advance yourself. And so it's really important that Weatherford College is here. So when Weatherford College is, there's something you can do for them, please do it for them, because look at what they do for us. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and thank y'all. I'm very honored to be the distinguished alum. Like I said, I think it should have been a three-way tie. And you know, NBA basketball, I tried out for the Weatherford College team, they didn't take me. So. But in all seriousness, thank y'all very much. It is an honor. I will continue to be out in the community and support Weatherford College any way I can. And I will encourage kids that this is the best path to get where they want to be in the future. Thank y'all.